Hello guys and welcome to What the Tech episode number 35. My name is Adam Lobo.
And I'm Vernon. Super happy to be back.
Yes, there was a week off again because I am finally a dad.
Super daddy!
So last week was a very busy week. So in a nutshell, my baby was born on Tuesday. It was a very, very crazy but very good session. With the doctors going up and down and stuff like that. And as much as I really wanted last week's episode to happen, but it didn't happen. But I knew that I'm going to be back for this particular episode. And that's what I told Vernon about. Anyway, for those of you who have been giving personal messages to wish me congratulations, thank you so much. We got all the amazing love from Vernon, the whole entire team, and all on Instagram as well. So since I will be editing this particular podcast, I'll put a couple of pictures of my son Mikhail also here as well, since Lihud is on his break. Okay, for today's episode going down, it is episode number 35. And with this, before we even move forward, we want to say thank you so much for supporting both Vernon and I. We've been getting great feedback. The views for long form content has been a little different compared to what we do in our reviews. And we can see slowly going up. And one of the things that Vernon and I always talk about is the road to 1,000. So let's hope we can get our first ever 1,000 view specifically for this. And if you guys haven't subscribed yet, and if the YouTube algorithm was very fun to you and it came up for this particular video, we do reviews as well other than that. So subscribe, and we are also on every audio platform if you just want to listen to both me and Vernon talk. For today's episode, Abang Vernon, is that we have got two major things, which is OPPO and vivo, almost like a flagship battle, because they release a phone which has very close significance,
Right.
very close to each other. We're going to be talking about that. And we
also they're of the same family.
Exactly. But
from the same tree.
I am eager to really do a head-to-head comparison also to really find out, not only from a camera's perspective, but also from a usability perspective, software, especially with the new introduction of Origin OS on Vivo devices compared to the previous Fun Touch OS. Samsung is looking to be very close to releasing a TriFold. We do have some pictures which side actually covered, and it does not look fake. You know how like when leaks come out, it looks a bit fake. This one looks quite legit lah. Okay, so we'll be talking about that. The first thing that we are going to be talking about is the Pixel 10 Pro Fold. Now, unfortunately, I do not have the phone now with me because I had to give it back to them. But the review will be coming out tomorrow if you're watching this on Saturday. I'm going to go through, as usual, the good and the bad, and then you can kind of comment accordingly. First and foremost, guys, if you are really looking forward to the devices review that we have, software and AI, it always has been one of the biggest things. And although I still feel that Samsung does it better from a foldable perspective, but overall Gemini and Google software optimization has been really, really great. The display and productivity was good. I like the fact that how you can adjust your cover screen all on the apps and then you open it up, it's the same thing.
Right.
Because like previously, like Samsung used to have this thing whereby when you do the cover screen and the open screen is a totally different layout. So some people may like that, but I like the fact that it's not that way. So the mini laptop, something like what Samsung does, is really good because the typing experience is nice. The keyboard separation is really
virtual
good.
Keyboard
The virtual keyboard is also separated. This is a thing where all foldables use. But there's something about the Google Pixel 10 Pro Fold, which was a little nicer. Haptics on Google phones has always been very nice on Pixel phones. Performance and battery. The battery was really good. I was really surprised. About 7 hours plus on a heavy use. So we may even look at about 8 hours, which is really amazing.
That's impressive. Yeah.
Because Z Fold 7 only gave me about 5 hours-ish.
Oh, really?
And we were like, oh, it's okay.
But also it's a much thinner device. Maybe it's less dense battery.
Exactly. The cameras on the photos were really good. Very, very good. Very Pixel-like. Now, the specs shares the same as the Pixel 10, the baseline Pixel 10. So it didn't use the Pro cameras, which is one of the things where Samsung used to do, whereby they used to compromise on the cameras on the Fold. But right now, Samsung is going all out. So probably the next generation one. And then there is the audio. The stereo speakers is nice. Google or Pixel phones has always been
pretty good. Yep.
when it comes to their stereo speakers. Not as good as Samsung, to be completely honest, but I like the extras. Like, like for example, when you open the phone, when you take picture, there's a immediate preview on the left-hand side.
I see.
It's so cool. So that's also a software thing. And also there's this feature called Made You Look, where they have like a
Made
cartoon.
You Look.
Yeah, the cartoon kind of thing to actually kind of get kids to look. So hopefully when my son grows up, we can use that helpful. So what are your thoughts about this particular... I mean, of course, you're not surprised, but what do you have to say about this?
I think in terms of like productivity in the user interface, I was just going to ask if there's really anything special or different about it compared to other foldables. Have they done anything really different?
That's a very good question.
Based on
the
your
only
experience with
difference I would say is that the haptics feels a bit nicer when you type. Other than that, when you fold the phone screen like a laptop mode, it's similar to Samsung foldables or even the Vivo foldables, where it gives you like the control down there. Samsung did it first, so of course others have been same. The only two things which is new or different is the extras which I mentioned, which is Made You Look, and also the camera preview. And since it is a Google device, all of the other Android foldables are using the same thing. So
probably the same, yeah.
I would say in a nutshell, it's a very good question really asked. I would say in a nutshell, it's not much of a difference. These two features which I mentioned, I Made You Look, and also the preview images, is not like mind-blowing and people are like gonna go and buy because of these two features. So yeah, it is new. Aspect ratio is nice. I didn't put it here. Aspect ratio is really good.
I've always liked the aspect ratio.
Yeah, because when you fold it,
square.
it feels like a regular phone, like, because except for the thickness, but at least it's not as narrow as how the Samsung Z Fold 7 is. The 6 or so is a bit more narrower. So right now it's not as narrow, but people can get used to it, and also it's a bit better, better now. The bad thing is the fact that, which I did say from day one, is the fact that it has very thick bezels. It really looks very, very outdated. It's heavier. It really feels like, like when Samsung released the version 3 and the version 4, the crease, I wish I could show you all, but it's in the video. The crease is obvious. The most visible crease on any foldable. It feels very old. It feels like when Samsung released their third fold or your fourth fold. But right now, we can kind of understand, because this is technically their second foldable, the second generation foldable. But Google should think a bit more thoroughly before releasing the next one.
Maybe Samsung sold them really cheap panels that were
I don't
3
think
more generations behind.
Probably not cheap, but probably like they sold them older panels. Yeah, because the UTG, the screen on top, that is definitely also Samsung's.
Yeah.
And I think they just didn't bother going for the latest and the greatest, probably because durability, that was the funniest, of course. That one went viral, right, on YouTube because of our friend Zach from Jerrix Everything.
Jerrix.
Not only managed to just break it with his hand very easily, but also it kababo, something which never
is
happened.
Quite shocking, right?
Yeah. So even he said he's been reviewing for 10 years and no device have like literally blow up on his hand before. Thankfully, he's safe. According to him, it's because of the antenna lines is right in between. So for example, like if you're looking at the, unfortunately we don't have the phone here. So like if you're looking at this, so side in this focus, so if you're looking like this, the antenna lines were somewhere here.
Okay.
So when you press it against, it is where the antenna lines, that's exactly where it breaks.
Okay.
Yeah, so it sucks.
But why would it explode? Is there a weakness with the battery, or?
Apparently, the whole exploding thing was
combust.
because of the fact that it is not. It's more like a safety thing, whereby like in case the battery is like tampered with or punctured, then you kind of do it. Yeah. So I feel like it's a trigger more on the safety features. But yeah.
So why do you think it hasn't kind of blown up like, Samsung days?
Because I
Maybe
believe
they've only sold 2 folds in the market.
Yeah, could be. But another thing is that I think what Zach said and what I totally agree with him is the fact that during the launch, you know how they did the launch like totally different with having like Jimmy Fallon in and a bunch of celebrities and all.
I thought it was quite interesting.
I thought it was quite interesting. It's new, but
it's different.
When they introduced the 10 Pro Fold, they really insisted about how it's the most durable fold. So that is my issue, and also Zach.
Because I mean, on paper, it's like the first with the IP68 rating.
So you'd be thinking
impressive.
Yeah, impressive, but. Again, Zach did with the sand, and he was like, and all of us was like, ugh, we were like dying because it's supposed to be. You see, it's 68 because it's dust and water resistant.
Yeah.
So
and with the hinge, it's always a challenge with dust and particles.
So when Zach did it for the Z Fold 7, like he put it immediately like flows out immediately because of how the hinge is nicely re-engineered. But this one feels like there's so many chilla and all. It actually went in as well.
It sounds like a Samsung 1.0 hinge.
Yeah.
You know those days?
Yeah.
You had this problem with the dust.
I totally agree. And then camera photos were good, but videos was horrendous. Oh my God.
I'm very shocked at this though. How can a
wasn't
Google
surprised.
Pixel camera be bad?
The photos, if it's bad, I'm shocked. But videos, because when I tested out the Pixel 10, the photos were really good. The videos were not good. So I wasn't surprised by the fact.
Because also this is not a pro camera. Right?
Yeah, it's not.
It's a basically
but then if your
camera.
photos can be so good, they should at least improve on the videos, right?
Well, it can't be an iPhone. That's for sure. For video.
The ultra-wide cameras at night was so noisy. The main one was a bit better. The skin tones though for the front camera at night is like, what does this look like? Zombie. It's like Halloween all over again.
I haven't seen this. I don't know.
So I mean, you should check out, and of course all of you should check it out as well. I think that while it's very highly usable, it really lacks the sleekness and a modern foldable. And for people who want to have that Pixel experience, I still think that getting a foldable like a Samsung Z Fold 7 or even what Vivo has or even OPPO would be the best choice. So what are your feedback or your thoughts about all of these bad things over here?
I think the big question is, would you pick the Pixel Fold over a Z Fold 7 or any other foldable?
Yeah.
And why? If I were to answer this question, it would be because it's going to be a rare device. Nobody else is probably going to own one.
Yeah.
So it's going to be special for you.
Yeah.
Number two, you appreciate and love the Pixel experience or the clean Google experience.
Yeah.
I think for these two reasons.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be about specs per se. In a way, maybe cameras matter.
Yeah.
People love the Pixel camera, especially night sight and all that stuff. But I think the competition has risen a lot in terms of in the camera space, and anything including the OPPOs and the Vivos of the world have fantastic cameras.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a hard sell now.
Yeah.
If talking about
especially,
the foldable,
especially the price. I mean, like we're not looking at a affordable foldable. In the end of the day, it's also rivaling what the Z Fold 7 does compared to the Vivos and the OPPOs of the world, where the price is going to be significantly cheaper than a Samsung. So I personally feel like until they improve all this thing and make it feel and look new, no one's going to buy it because of the price as well. And I know that you really loved it, but like what I said is that it's going to be the type of foldable whereby people look and say, hey, it's a Pixel Fold, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because aspect ratio is so nice. But other than that, the crease never bothered me so much for the first few generations of all the foldables. But now, since we are already advanced towards having better crease,
because we've seen better ones. We've seen the best, right? Like Z Fold 7 is amazing.
Yeah,
right?
correct.
So, and even that's not the best.
Exactly.
In terms of the crease line.
So that review of the Google Pixel 10 Pro Fold will be out tomorrow if you guys are watching this on Monday. So make sure to check out, as we are just going to do a very quick highlight of what's good and what's not so good about the phone, so you can make a purchase decision.
And Pixel fans, please comment.
Yeah.
I want to know who you are. Whether there are any fans aside from me.
I mean, I guess.
I know he used to be a Pixel fan, way back.
But Google Pixel 2 XL, that's my favorite. Okay, other than that, last week we released a video of our in-depth review of the iPhone 17 Pro and the Pro Max. Of course, one of the main things that I find good is the fact that I like the new finish, and it's the first time ever that I used an iPhone without a case. like every single day, to a point
Very
where people
brave man.
come up to me. Yeah, no, I mean, because to be honest, for the first few days, I put a case, and then I'm like, it just didn't feel right. Right?
It always feels better without the
Yeah.
case, yes. But
And-
it's just security reasons.
And I think I just need to be, I think once you always know when you're using it, try not to use it in a situation where you know you're going to drop it. Or if you're, you see
So
how
nice.
it's, yeah. So
But
this,
for me, titanium was
exactly. Speaking of which, don't forget to remind me about giving you a case because it's yellowing on, but change it, we got tons there. Honestly, it's very nice to touch, and because this is the silver finish, it didn't feel like it's gonna scratch easily because of the aluminum veneer finish. I did also use a cosmic orange without a case for about 1.5 weeks. I was just going back and forth, and as long as you don't bump it, as long as you don't drop it, which is what I didn't do, I didn't see a single chip. But if you're going to spend so much money on the phone, you might as well just get a case. For me, I was a little confident not having the scratches because I'm using the silver variant. But I just want to take this opportunity or this time to tell people that the whole scratch gate thing is just overhyped. We had this conversation with Jason and you as well. And the antenna lines which is around it, it definitely did enhance the call reception.
Okay.
Last time when I want to try send messages in my condo lift, it was a bit harder. I noticed that there is an improvement. I'm in the lift and I can still send messages. Basement parking calls and all, it has been great. So it's not just for the sake of having a new design of antenna lines. It has been really improved. Display, very nice and sharp. Something which you said, very bright.
That's very good.
The automatic brightness, as I mentioned on all of the iPhone 17s, has really improved significantly. When it's bright, just nice, not too bright. And when you suddenly go under a low light situation, it just nicely automatically dims the screen very nicely. Performance wise, the gaming experience was great. Syed also got to test it out until he was smiling. Like what
Has he
said.
converted yet?
Not yet, soon. The A19 Pro chip is
He's
really
smiling
powerful.
behind the cameras, guys.
Yeah, so Syed is at the back.
We're trying to convert him to an iPhone user. So.
The overall performance is great when it comes to gaming and just using it daily. Yes, there were certain times whereby it did become warm, but not too hot. Recording on ProRes, which I'll talk about it later, also did not make the phone warm compared to when I was using the iPhone 16, because I shot our entire music video using the iPhone 17 Pro, so stay tuned for that. Both me and Uma actually did it together. So we are going to be releasing that soon, and hopefully you guys will enjoy that video that both me and Uma shot for Massacre Conspiracy, which is a local band here in Malaysia, metal band. So yeah, performance-wise is great. Cameras, of course, is really good. The upgraded 48 megapixel telephoto lens was really good, but I still find that I liked the last year's 5x zoom as opposed to 4x because I feel like the focal length for 5x is just nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just my own personal thing.
Funnily enough, when Smashbot was here, he talked about the 4X and how he preferred the 4X.
Yeah.
Because he always felt that 5X was just a little bit too punched in.
The
so
reason,
he
so
liked the 4X.
The reason why I like the 5X a little more is when I started using the Xiaomi 15T Pro, because their 5x zoom, the 115mm, was so nice.
Yeah.
So I got so used to the 5x zoom that when I started using back on the iPhone, the 4x zoom, I felt like, I want it to be a little more, please. Macam tu.
Yeah.
So again, it all comes down to situations. I think that Jason takes a little more pictures of food. Like for me, I like to take pictures of structures a little more. So that's why I find the 5x are just nice, where you can
I take food
nicely,
with 2X. So
yes. Yeah, I also take food with 2X, not really a 4X. But I get where Jason's
But
coming from.
I have this thing called the Mood Camera, which is a third-party app. But it has basically all the telephoto range. 1.5, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 8. So it's all preset. So it's
Nice.
It's quite nice.
It's called one Mood Camera.
Mood Camera.
Okay, I'll
It's really
download
good.
it
Yeah,
and I'll
it's
check it
really
out. The addition of ProRes RAW is really good.
Yeah.
But of course, the caveat is that you need to get an external hard disk, which got me scratching my head because there's a 2 terabyte option.
Of course, not many people can afford the 2 terabyte.
Correct.
Obviously.
But if you already going to give a 2 terabyte option, you should let ProRes RAW to record internally.
As an option, right?
So at least you don't have to worry or on the go. I want to shoot. For example, just said your Sony camera or your Blackmagic camera battery dies and you want to go, okay, I can shoot ProRes RAW.
Yeah.
However, the new Apple Log 2, there's Apple Log 1 and Apple Log 2, it's actually very good enough. You don't need to shoot in ProRes RAW. But one thing which is really mind-blowing is the OpenGate. So OpenGate is where you use your entire 3x2 sensor. And as a content creator, or if you just love to watch shoot videos, now in the day and age whereby you need to shoot both vertical and landscape, it's very useful. You can shoot a landscape and then you can always resize it in post. And it's really perfect. So OpenGate is great. When the phone was launched, OpenGate was only available in ProRes RAW, but there's a recent update which allows you to still shoot in OpenGate on ProRes Log, so you don't need an external hard disk. So that's being great. Battery, very good. On the Pro, it was about 6.5 hours. On the Pro Max, it was 7 hours plus.
That's very good.
Yeah, before the update on the Pro Max, the battery was horrible. I think then they did a new update and everything was way much better. Software and experience, I mean, using it daily, I've always said that iOS 26 has been very much stable compared to when the dev beta came out and all.
Sure.
Now,
expected, right?
So that's expected. But right now, it's been really good as well. Now, the idea of the review last week that I said is that I feel that Apple is making a clearer separation between the Pro and the non-Pro, similar like what they do with the MacBook. The MacBook Air, which is something that I bring a lot of the time, is still very capable enough to edit and to be a slightly power user. But if you really want something which is like super crazy with a bunch of ports, that's where you can go for the MacBook Pro. So it is finally very similar to the Mac, whereby like you can get the Pro or you can just get the Air or the non-Pro for you to actually use it. But speaking of which, I also want to quickly let you all know about the camera. So while last time iPhone used to be a point and shoot kind of situation, now I honestly feel that it's a little more organic. It's a little bit more natural. In a lack of a better way of explaining, you know how like Xiaomi has your Leica Vibrant and a Leica Natural? So right now, this is your Leica Natural, and whereby you don't bump up the saturation as much.
True.
And the existence of the photographic styles help it easier for people to edit because it's so easy. You don't have to really go in and dive in deeper. You can just follow according to mood, maybe similar to your mood camera as well. In terms of
again, I mean, traditionally, if you look at the iPhone camera experience, the results are always natural. Either borders on natural or being honest. I like to call it an honest camera.
Honest is a good word.
Because it captures what you are supposed to see in real life, right?
Exactly.
So there's less computational and post-production.
Agreed.
So, compared to other cameras, I mean, for instance, a Samsung is always a bit more saturated.
Yes, and, correct. Although they dial it slightly down, but it's still a bit more vibrant compared to any others. The bad part is that I wouldn't say it's bad, but there's a slight design drawback because it is slightly thicker and heavier. During the whole baby scan, which I've been doing together with my wife, Praise, I remember when I was using the 16 Pro, I could hold it for quite a while. But this one, after a while, vertical video, landscape is fine. Vertical video, there's some sort of a fatigue a little. Okay. Again, it just could be me at that point in time, but something for you all to consider as well. Of course, the durability is a concern for those of you who easily scratch your phone, especially if you get the colorway versions. My safest bet is to get the silver. I love it because it matches with almost everything: Apple Watch, AirPods, Apple Watch charger, everything you name it. So cameras limitation, one major thing that I think iPhones 18 onwards should fix
still
is
hasn't fixed
the flare.
For videos, right?
So for the ultra wide and the main lens is still okay. It's improved, but it's the 2x zoom onwards. You can really see it very prominently.
That's a hardware thing.
Yeah, it is definitely also the coating.
Yeah,
they say that they improved the coating, but it's still there. right? I did mention about ProRes RAW's limitation. So that is something whereby you also mentioned about how not everybody uses ProRes.
Yeah, I think 90% of users are not ProRes, or at least not professional level. So I feel that ProRes is mainly for the pros that use iPhones for content creation.
Yeah.
And also, I feel the pros would probably be using gimbals.
Yeah.
With the iPhones,
correct,
to shoot.
Yeah,
and
correct.
So
the phone gimbals.
stabilization isn't really an issue with
Yeah.
OpenGate. But then again, like I said, I don't think there's a limitation to what Apple cannot do. I think they can probably enable it in the future.
Yeah, stabilization specifically.
Yeah,
on
and
ProRes RAW.
I think sometimes it's strategic and sometimes it's waiting for the hardware to catch up.
Yeah. Because same like how they didn't have OpenGate for Apple Log, and then they just updated the software to bring that in.
Once the hardware is good enough at one stage,
Got
and
it.
it doesn't make your phone heat up and explode,
That's a good point.
then they'll just enable it.
So what is your overall thoughts about the iPhone 17 Pro series?
I mean, like I said, I don't have a lot to comment about the new iPhones. I think it's the strongest lineup Apple has done in recent years. Even the iPhone 17 is fantastic. It's a good buy. And the pros are the pros. They're fantastic. If you really want top of the line, get the Pro Max. If you got the money, get a 2 terabyte. And if you're a content creator, fantastic phones, especially for video.
Yeah.
I really can't say much. It's
So-
really good.
So if you guys haven't seen the video yet, be sure to check it out. And like I said, stay tuned. There's 2 videos that I shot. 2 music videos. One I shot and I'm not editing it, but it was shot on the iPhone together with Blackmagic camera. So you can see the quality. And also one video where both me and Uma shot it together. Exciting stuff. So we can't show it to you all yet because the song is not done and either the edits is fully done. Okay, for tech news, we have just a couple over here, or three news. We'll just go through the first one, which was really shocking when Syed wrote about this. So we love to get your feedback on this. Siri is to be powered by Google's Gemini.
Is it a shock though? I don't think it's a shock.
Really? I wouldn't think that they would do something like that. That's why it's shock for me. Why was it a shock for you?
I feel that Apple doesn't have to invent everything.
Okay.
Right? It makes sense to partner or have strategic partnerships with people who are experts in certain domains. And Google and Gemini is, the biggest thing for AI and AI models and stuff like that. So to have Siri partner up with Gemini, I don't think it's a problem. And remember when Apple was mulling, using Anthropic and Perplexity and all that, right? That was something also I feel strategic and also natural as part of the process. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
Being strategic about
I
it.
thought that they would develop it on their own. But one thing's for sure, I just hope by them doing this particular approach, they don't do like what they do with ChatGPT. Whenever you ask Siri about something, they go like, would you like to ask ChatGPT kind of thing.
It's like, I'm sorry, I don't understand your command.
But my question also, why I was a little shocked is that because you already had the so-called relationship with ChatGPT, so why don't you ask ChatGPT to help also on the back end? But you instead go to Google Gemini and say, ChatGPT, thank you, bro. I will go to Google Gemini. I'm trying to understand what happened in between, although we do not know. What do you think happened?
I feel technically the ChatGPT one was a temporary measure.
Okay.
And the integration wasn't that deep. So it's basically Siri handing off certain
not certain,
queries.
almost
all of it that's external to ChatGPT. But I think the Gemini one is going to be a lot more integrated. Where you're not going to see any Gemini branded stuff that's going to come out. It's going to be very transparent and it's going to be very Apple branded. So I feel that's a very different take on it.
Could this be also the reason why, because Apple is playing catch up at this point in time when it comes to AI, so instead of them developing stuff from scratch, they decided to go with this? And do you feel that this would be the most advisable method?
I feel that it's the most strategic and a fast track to where it needs to be. I don't think Siri is there yet even on its own.
Okay.
So with this Gemini and Google partnership, it's going to at least have some maybe some positive moral spirit boost.
Yep.
Moral boosting thing for them. Also in the eyes of the customer for next year, since they've promised a better Siri next year. So hopefully we'll see that. Yeah.
Okay, so that would be for that particular story. Side also did another follow-up where there's a money to it. So do check out that particular article at www.
Money, as in
there's a cost of it now.
Obviously, there's a cost. I mean,
because the previous one did not. So there was a recent one. Let me just go through.
Do you mean ChatGPT and Apple? There was no
Apple
cost
and
exchange.
Google. That means like he did cover it. Let me just see.
But I mean, as you know, Apple and Google has this long-standing relationship.
So Syed wrote about Apple paid $1 billion to Google to use Gemini models for Siri.
And Apple also
annually.
And Apple also pays billions to Google for search to be a default on
the phone.
So it's not a surprise.
Yeah, good point. And 1 billion is like pocket change.
Nothing.
It's like, oh, sorry, 1 billion. Let me take it back. It's
a $3-4 trillion company. Come on, man.
That's a good point.
Spare change, Tim Cook's left pocket.
Yes. Okay, the OPPO Find X9 is released globally, and also pricing is already available in Malaysia. The specs are very similar to the Vivo X300 Pro series in terms of the overall specs.
Same factory probably.
Probably, but of course the partnership is different. We're talking about Zeiss versus Hasselblad. The imaging processing has been very good on OPPO phones. When I tested out the OPPO Find X8 Pro, if you go head to head in terms of the chipset, it's the same. Cameras is about there. So let's just go to GSM Arena. I did notice that there's a significant size of the battery of the Find X9 Pro, because that is a total of 7,500.
That's crazy, man.
Versus 6,500.
Good power to
on a Vivo. That's true. And the thing is that the display is the same size of the display. Main camera, it's also the same because it's 50 megapixel main camera. The telephoto camera is 200 megapixels. So they really want to showcase this based on the people who wants the telephoto camera. They also have the similar telephoto extender as Vivo, which we finally got the kit here. So unboxing of that coming soon. So the cameras are same. Even the selfie cameras are 50 megapixel. But the thing where Vivo is doing not as good is that the battery size is slightly smaller, as I mentioned, but the wired charging is 90 watts instead of 80 watts. And then there's 40 watts of wireless versus 50 watts. So it's more of a battery thing and whether or not you're used to it. But in my humble opinion, I haven't been a big fan of OPPO software. And the new Origin OS on a Vivo would be the biggest reason why people would switch. Because it's very iOS-like.
iOS-like.
Yes. So for me,
I would say the same with OPPO as well. But maybe Vivo does it better. I don't know. I think it's a matter of choice, preference.
Could be. So if you were to, I mean, you haven't tested both phones. We haven't, we are in the midst of using the Vivo. We haven't got our hands on the Find X9 yet. I know price is going to be one of the most biggest factor, which we do not know yet. But if you were to recommend somebody the Vivo phone or the OPPO phone, which one would you recommend? Why?
For me personally, I think it would be the OPPO.
Okay.
If we're judging purely on, let's say, photography or camera specs. Well, not specs, but the results of it. I think I like the results and the look of the photos that come out from the OPPO. Compared to the Vivo, which tends to be a little bit oversaturated, overprocessed. That's how I feel about it. And the decision would also lie on the user experience. Whether you want an OPPO OS or you are more used to, let's say, a Vivo.
I'm glad we have contrasting opinions. For me, I would take the Vivo anytime because the new software is so good. And I don't know whether OPPO has this, but Vivo has an option to turn off the image processing. So you can do it's not raw. It's not raw. Meaning like
there is some.
Yeah, there is, like, for example, like when you take a photo, you have an option whether or not you want to put the extra image processing. And there's always that wow factor similar like the Xiaomi 15T Pro series, whereby when you take a photo, you'll be like, I took this picture. But I also feel like the biggest deciding factor would be the software, because that's the biggest complaint. Because last year when the Vivo X200 Pro was released, everybody said, wow, the camera is so good. Pris took a bunch of wedding photos for her cousin using the phone and they printed it out. It looked so good. But would someone change to a Vivo last year? No, because the biggest complaint is software.
Yeah.
And that is what Vivo globally has done, because the Origin OS was an OS from 1 to 5 was globally. So it's like how Huawei had Harmony OS globally, and then EMUI Harmony OS in China, and then globally was EMUI. So right now, they have actually consolidated everything to make Origin OS specifically globally now. So that would be one of the biggest deciding factor. But of course, we are going to be first doing our in-depth review of the Vivo X300 Pro. And if and when we get our hands on the OPPO Find X9 Pro, that's why we can do a head-to-head comparison between both of them.
Yeah. But if you look back in history, right, the Find series was always this top of the line, cutting edge series. Always very strong in the camera department.
Yeah.
And if you also look back, they were always quite innovative camera designs and also phone designs.
Yeah.
Remember the cameras that could.
Yeah.
There was this mechanical.
Yeah, the mechanical going up and down, which Vivo also had because it is the same company.
Yeah, which is really quite cool. In those days, but a matter of preference in the end, because I think if you just look at specs wise, that's gonna tell you a lot of things, because they're quite similar in a lot of sense.
Yeah, correct.
It boils down to OS and
Agreed.
your preference in photography and stuff.
What is your lowdown on the Samsung TriFold? That would be our next news. So there's a leaked video which had a closer look on Samsung's first
Leak video, guys. Leak video.
All know it's all planned. Showing two hinges with the left hinge visibly wider than the right one. So give us a lowdown on what, for people who didn't see the video.
I mean, it's a trifold. It's a foldable in that very sense. There are 3 panels to it. The 2 hinges. It opens up to 10 inches. If you want a mini tablet, you've got it in one device. It's pocketable because it's going to become like a candy bar. But I think it's quite thick, based on the video and the design that we've seen before. Cameras and all that stuff is going to be very similar to the Fold 7, I feel. I think the question is, do we really need something that's 10 inches and has 3 folds? I don't know, man.
She said.
I'm trying to find a use case, aside from the thing that they always sell you is about multitasking and better productivity. Is there anything else? I don't see it, so it doesn't appeal to me as much. Maybe it will to you. Aside from Samsung bragging that we can do it, why not? But then again, if you look at it, I'm sure other manufacturers are going to jump on the bandwagon and going to have 4 folds and 5 folds and whatever. No, not for me. But what about you? What do you think? What do you think is going to be called?
Oh, that's a good question.
Are they really going to call trifold? I feel that's going to be a misnomer.
Maybe Galaxy Z Fold 7, Z Fold 8 Ultra. Or maybe Galaxy Z Fold Ultra. Let's see. We will revisit this. But one of the...
Remember the G?
Remember the G.
But it doesn't fold that way, does it?
So apparently
they're going with the G.
It doesn't fold that way, does it? Based on the video?
So Galaxy G. Oh, okay.
It could be a Galaxy G, right?
Yeah, a Galaxy G, a brand new one. But one of the biggest things, this is also something which Syed previously wrote about, is the fact that they are going to be the first one to come up with their own self-repairable screen. So how if you use your fingernail to scratch it, it will go back to normal. Number 2, they also are going to be the first one to have fingerprint scanner within, because no foldable has a fingerprint scanner in the UTG.
Why is that?
Because they're using plastic, probably. I don't know. Maybe the technology is just not there yet. But Samsung is going to be the first one, so they're going to do that. Not a mind-blowing thing, but if there's one company who can do it, would be Samsung. Would I use a TriFold compared to a Huawei Mate series? Hell yes. The reason why, because I love Samsung software. And if there's somebody who's going to do a very good job when it comes to using all three screens, would be Samsung. So I am excited with this TriFold, and it could be my very first TriFold that I use daily. Because
it would be the first TriFold in the world, technically. So
no,
no, it's not.
Huawei's got it.
Yeah, Huawei's got it. Yeah.
So Huawei's got it, right? So like the Huawei one,
The first
I liked
G-Fold.
it. I liked it. I like the Huawei one, but again, it comes down to the software.
Yeah.
We always talked about this, and the thing is that the way Samsung does their software, and they have come to a point whereby like they are a little slower than being the first compared to the Vivos and the Oppos of the world. But when they come up with something, they're almost Apple's level of, okay, when I come up with something, it's going to be the best, right? So I would use it daily because compared to, so recently, next week, we are going to be releasing a review of the Tab S11 Ultra. So that review was also written by Syed. And he had a very good point because it's so big. And
That's what she said.
That's what she said. But at the same time, how big the screen is also the drawback of the tablet because it's so big and heavy.
Unwieldy, yeah.
Yeah, so unwieldy is the word which he actually used. And I totally agree because it's a tablet, but you still can't bring it around. And if you're going to bring it around so much, and it's going to be heavy, it's going to be a bit more mafan, you might as well just get a laptop.
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
So I don't know why it even exists. So for me, with this TriFold, being able to fold it, you can put it in your pocket. And imagine they put in a new integration of decks with that 3 screens, with different workspaces. Finally, you can have like a proper device which can kind of replace your laptop. Although both Syed and I would totally argue with people to say that, you know, not every single app on Android is not fully better.
Yeah.
So like for example, even the Tab S11 Ultra, Mo took it overseas. I just wanted him to test it out from a creator's perspective. And while the screen was really nice and bright and all, the biggest complaint that he had is that the Android versions of the Adobe Photoshop and all, it's not the full version.
It's not the full version, yeah.
So should you get the tablet just for the sake of being portable or bigger screen? So yeah, so I think having a TriFold, at least you can kind of fold it and put it in your pocket lah. So I think with this, Samsung is definitely pushing foldables further. And at least when the TriFold or Samsung's G release, at least it's available globally compared to Huawei. Huawei has a global launch, but you don't see people like MKBHD reviewing that.
Yeah.
You know that Samsung is available for everybody, so you can actually get it as well. Of course, there's going to be a lot of trade-offs as well. But all in all, I guess it also answers whether or not can this really replace a laptop in the end of the day.
Yeah, and is that the objective, to replace a laptop? So I think the question is, what is the question? What is the objective?
I think
of this
the objective is not to release to replace a laptop, but to replace a tablet. By having this TriFold, tablets is going to be something where a lot of people are slowly not going to get anymore. I feel like it's going to kill the tablet market. Slowly, tablets might not be as relevant because you can't fold. You can't fold this iPad. It's so powerful, it's so nice, but you can't fold it, right?
What about foldable laptops, where you have a dual screen and
that would be a bit
like
better because again, it's using the Windows ecosystem, right? So like even like if
which sucks, but
yeah. But imagine like a MacBook Air which is foldable. Hayo, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, that would be for that. For who asked for this, to be honest, when you typed it, I didn't check it yet, so it's going to be a surprise for me. So since it's your segment, give us a lowdown on this.
This was recently, I stumbled upon this recently on YouTube, and also on IG in that sense. And there was this review by WSJ Joanna Stern where she tried out the first humanoid home robot. I don't know who does your housework, but imagine a robot who looks kind of human doing your household chores for you.
Okay.
Autonomously without you kind of doing it.
Is it a very long video? But
it's kind of
Marcus Brownlee got a video.
MKBHD also did a little video on it. Wasn't impressed because the problem is the demo wasn't. I mean, it was the humanoid robot, but it wasn't autonomous. It was. It's not quite ready yet. So in the demo, it's controlled by a human operator.
Weird. It looks so freaky. Holy God.
It's controlled by a human operator, so it's basically manual. If you look at the movement and how it moves and does all the tasks, it is quite human-like, very soft, and it's designed to be that very human-like. It doesn't really look human. It doesn't have human features in that sense, facial features, which I prefer. But otherwise, it's only going to be launched 2026. So at this moment, as a manual, a human operator operates it, and it kind of learns all the tasks and how to move.
Yeah,
so it's machine learning.
Like machine learning, yeah, correct.
Targeted to launch in 2026, and guess how much it costs?
According to your notes, says 20,000 or 200,000, not
20,000. Sorry,
20. Okay.
Yeah, it's 20,000
with a monthly subscription. Awesome, the subscription for less.
No, you can either buy it outright for $20,000,
or
you can pay a subscription.
Of
$499.
That's actually very good, though. I would go with a subscription.
Yeah. So they'll start delivering in 2026.
Really? So it's going to be available in 2026?
But I don't know whether it's going to be ready or not. I mean, based on the video that Joanna did, it's not ready. It's far from it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it looks interesting. I mean, I would love a robot that can do all these chores.
Whether you can trust it with a newborn baby, there's another question, right? So
yeah, I mean, it's designed to
whether Luna or cats and all, how it respond to it. So that's interesting. Who asked for this?
I think people with no time.
Okay.
People like us who are constantly on the move. And
I agree. Would you want one?
Yes.
I also.
But not for $20,000.
But the subscription is not bad, if you can really do a lot of things like scoop Luna's litter and brush Luna's teeth.
I'm sure it can be taught to do that.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Washes dishes, does the laundry for you, blah, blah, blah.
This time around, you have another one, which is Affinity. So give us a lowdown.
Wow, this is mind-blowing, I think, to a lot of creatives and the people out there. So Affinity, who's a part of Canva, announced a new version which combines Vector, Illustrator, combines Pixels, Photoshop, and layout, InDesign, all into one app, which is awesome. The second awesome thing is completely free. So imagine that, no subscription, no outright buying. Download for Mac and Windows. An iPad version is coming. I saw how it works in the demo. It's very impressive. And it's compatible with all your file formats, the PSDs, the AI. And where's the catch? I don't know. I don't see a catch yet.
Yeah, it seems like it's like you really want to know where's the catch.
There is AI features, as in AI. There's a AI features within the app. So that is a paid Canva subscription, whereas a Canva AI paid subscription. So the question is Adobe dead? And will Adobe be dead soon?
I hope. Yeah, because I feel like at this point in time, everybody is going to play catch up, because they are Canva AI is a paid subscription. Even Canva Pro is a paid subscription. And we do not know what Adobe is doing.
But I mean, I'm trying this Affinity Studio out on my Mac. It's free, so might as well try it, right? It's great for companies, freelancers, designers,
maybe the catch is that right now it's free, and probably in the future they're going to start charging.
But I mean, according to CEO, he says it's going to be free forever.
Okay, that's very good.
It's a good promise, and I think is going to sway Adobe users across. But whether professionals will actually use it, because the Adobe suite is kind of industry standard.
Yeah.
You know, whether you're in the creative industry or not,
Yeah,
it's
correct.
pretty much standard. So
Nice. Thank you for two parts of the who asked for this.
go try it out. Affinity Studio. Affinity.studio.
So to question who asked for this particular Affinity
All
Studio.
the poor creatives out there in the world, including businesses.
Okay.
And the cheapskates
Okay.
who want free stuff.
All right. Community segment time. We are going with one instead of two because this one had more votes.
What's the
And
one
also the question is, what's that one feature, physical or software based on your phone, that you can't live without? Let us know down below. Since it's either physical or software based, a lot of people say cameras, surprisingly. Number 2 is fast charging. Number 3 is high refresh rate display, and then others. Let us know in the comments. So we'll check out the comments first in a while. But how would you answer this particular question?
I mean, based on the 4 options, for me it was camera.
Mm-hmm.
Because high refresh rate, not such a deal breaker in everyday use.
Yeah.
Fast charging is important, but I don't think camera is as important. I mean, fast charging is as important as camera in that sense, if you compare it.
Okay. Yeah. So would you agree with this particular poll's results?
I agree.
Same here, because I mean, within this option with side road, I would definitely go with camera.
Yeah.
Fast charging is not as important, but if you compare with the high refresh rate, of course, it's a better thing to have because these days phones can at least last for a day, and we sleep before and we put it overnight.
Yeah.
So do we really need fast charging? We don't need. I actually go out and try to find slower chargers in order to, when especially like right now, 1 month in the confinement center, I'm actually looking for a slower charger in order to charge widely, so that at least easier. Right? Or I'm just going to bring in my MagSafe when you charger. Let's check out the community comments very quickly. So in the comments here, we have a total of 13 comments. That's a lot. Wow. So I'm glad to choose this. And votes has went up to 216 votes. So let's check out the comments. A Wolfie says, so this is something which is not in there, which is a good thing. So at least they mentioned. So he says form factor and ergonomics, period. What
ergonomics? It does
play like how I mentioned, I kind of agree with him. So
it does play a role in terms of button placement. Like if you were to reach your thumb and volume buttons, because some phones are absolutely ridiculous. I've seen Sony's with buttons up here. It's like
Sony's experience.
How's your thumb, dude? Here.
Correct.
But then again, it's not a major thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's something that you can kind of work around.
Thing. Okay.
Something you cannot change is like a camera.
Yeah.
If you get a potato, you're never going to take good pictures. That's going to be kind of like a major drawback, right?
But I like what he meant by form factor. I guess like, the ergonomics and just using the phone daily, if it's going to be too boxy or too sharp at the edges, then what's the point?
Agree in that sense,
But cameras are important, but I like how he looked elsewhere. Mark says longer major software updates and security patches. Personally, I feel like at this point in time, the software updates and security patches are all doing very well already, right?
I mean, traditionally, Apple has done a great job supporting all devices, and now in recent years, Google has done the same as well for the Android space. So I don't think it's a problem.
Okay. Then I feel that as long as the phone has beyond 3 years, you're sorted, because people change their phones probably after 3 years. So I think that should be fine. Tech Life and Mo says accessibility features, fantastic. There's something which is really very good, especially for people who needs that extra help. A feature which I still use on my iPhone is that when I double tap at the screen in the back, baby's picture. So when I double tap at the back, it will bring up a control center. And then when I do 1, 2, 3, it'll bring up my notification center.
Okay.
That way I can kind of use it. So that is also an accessibility feature. Yeah, exactly. Can even do that as well. Good point, Tech Life and more. Carol says monthly security patches. Wow, it seems like a lot of people
Monthly
are...
security.
Okay.
Yeah,
Kind of understandable because, with all the... But I didn't think that it was so important that people really look for it. So thank you, Carol. Appreciate that. Big battery. Agreed, because who doesn't need big battery? Aiden Cross says big battery. Amir Fidaus, I totally agree with you when your first line, because it's very CarPlay and MagSafe.
Oh, CarPlay, yes.
CarPlay, very, very important. Although I'm sure it's been a while since you use CarPlay since your...
I do. If I drive my brother's car, it's CarPlay.
Yeah, see, right? I can't live without it.
I love CarPlay,
Yeah, I just can't live without it. And Android Auto, until today, the biggest issue with Android Auto is that it makes your phone hot. I don't know why.
It shouldn't, but yeah.
Yeah, so CarPlay, it's so easy. And the time that you sit in a car with a CarPlay and it loads up immediately compared to Android Auto, it takes longer. So... And MagSafe, correct. I guess, of course, I'm coming from an iPhone user, but using the Pixel daily has also made me feel like I need MagSafe on Android phones as well.
I love MagSafe.
Amir Fido says that my life revolves around these two features. I need CarPlay for music, podcast, navigation, since my work life needs it. Same here. Same to all of us. Driving most of the time. And MagSafe, since I have MagSafe all over my house and car, I never charge my iPhone via cable anymore nowadays. I am with you, because I also don't charge my phone with cable only when I'm in a hotel room or when I'm traveling.
But also MagSafe is not about just charging, but stuff like that.
Yeah.
I have a tripod with MagSafe.
Yeah, correct. I agree with you. I mean, Fidas, fantastic. Carol says security patches again. I don't know why. Nash Day says, for me, it's the dual speakers. Ooh. Wow. I don't know if I can go back to a phone that uses mono speakers anymore. Try the iPhone
phone
Air.
with a mono speaker and it sucks.
I am Jay when it commented, say bro, and then he replied bro. I think it's a good argument. I like stereo speakers, because remember we had that we had a discussion whether or not you play, because yesterday again I was around the house because I was feeding Luna and all. I was watching a podcast, not a podcast, a video about, so there's this guy, this YouTube channel, Side Shut Up, Enfield Agenda, whereby he gives like player ratings and stuff like that. So so I was listening to that. He speaks about his thoughts and his views.
Sure.
And I'll put it on, or I just listen to the podcast on the phone speaker, and iPhone has amazing speakers, so I totally agree. So, for me, I just feel like dual speakers is a definite necessity in this point in time, but having used the iPhone Air before, I do miss dual speakers when you use the iPhone Air a little more. But again, like I said, if you're watching vertical videos, okay. Then Carol Sugar again says monthly security patches. Okay, calm down, girl. Okay, then,
again?
Yeah, 3 times.
Why?
And then IMJ says he said hardware features. I guess you can't read, but side just put that software as well. Yeah.
Maybe hardware specs.
Could be. So yes, always appreciate all of your community segment feedback. Side, as usual, we'll be writing this feedback every single Tuesday, so just check it out as well. Once again, as the video releases recap, last week we released our in-depth review of the iPhone 17 Pro. Be sure to check it out as well. We also have the next video coming up, which is our in-depth review of the Google Pixel 10 Pro Fold. Be sure to check it out as well. It's going to be a bit more of a straightforward on why you should get it and why you should not get it. And of course, the following week, we will try to release a video of the Samsung Tab S10 to S11 Ultra. There you go. Hard to remember the names and all. Okay, so with that, we'd like to say thank you so much for watching episode number 35 for What the Tech. My name is Adam Lobo.
My name is Vernon. See you in the next one.
Bye-bye.